Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Tag Me. My name is Ben, and I'm excited to tell you more about Netrunner and talk about it some more. It's been quite a week. Apologies for being a little bit late today and a bit of a different look. I've had some electrical work being done, so everything's in chaos. So hopefully it doesn't look that way. But we've been playing Netrunner for the last 2 weekends, and it's been really good. How is everyone out there? How are you doing? How's your Friday? Hope it's been good. Was able to go climbing this morning, which was really nice, and just getting my seltzer open here. Sorry about that. But yeah, kind of getting settled in here. Unfortunately, not going to be playing Netrunner again this weekend, but we've had a good few weeks of giving it a go. So I have some results, I suppose. Really good news. The tournament went great. We had 18 people show up for the event in San Diego, which was really fun, and a pretty good mix overall. I did the same. Just gonna get that out of the way now. I still ended up at 3-3. I think I did a little bit better on the corp side than my runner side this week, but overall, I feel like I made some of the same mistakes that I did last week. So kind of goes that way sometimes, but it's been really good. I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of cards that I've kind of just forgotten about, gotten blown out by a lot of cards too, which is always a good experience, but sometimes it happens that way. This is Netrunner, and yeah, you gotta be pretty careful, or else you might get blown out sometimes. It just happens to be that way. So let me come over here, and we can walk you through. So I mentioned that this was a tournament in San Diego, California. It was the District Championship. We got some really cool prizes. The TO also makes his own custom alt arts too, and I didn't get them out this week. Maybe I'll go grab them a little bit later. But there was a ton of prize support. There was a bunch of really cool stuff that was given out. I think I might have even gotten like a Nisei, a null signal, some old staff promo, which was pretty cool. Always into that, but it was technically a competitive level event. So this is the first competitive level event that I've played since Worlds, I guess. Everything since then has been pretty casual or completely casual. And this ended up being a good warm-up. I think I'm gonna be doing this a lot more coming into the year, especially with Elevation once that comes out. So I'm really excited to make this trip quite a bit more often. So let me see what we got breakdown wise. So if we just want to start with the factions, I guess we overwhelmingly are about 50%, a little less than 50% went Shaper, and a lot of it was different. A lot of different Shapers, a bit more lat and kit, but a good mix overall. There's only 3 three runner IDs, it looks like, that there was duplicates of, and each of them were only 2. So 2 Zaya, 2 lat, and 2 kit. Other than that, a relatively good mix. Not so many Anarchs, which I guess is a surprise. I was expecting in the meta right now that there would be way more Anarchs. Maybe people are just sick of it, and because crew is everywhere, and especially nowadays, I feel like crew is the most common thing that you really are gonna see out of Anarchs. So maybe people are just bored of it. But one of these Anarchs were even a Quetzal, which is cool. Not one that you see super often. And on the corp side, a bit more split. You could see the HB and Wayland were pretty evenly split here. A few NBN and a few Jinteki as well, but this was a little bit less diverse there. A little bit more precision design and some ob. I don't know why it does that. It just really doesn't like specific spots, but there we go. So a lot more precision design and even a Saraswati in here. So a lot of cool stuff. And we had some new players too. I'll talk about that. Well, I guess not new, but players that haven't played in a while, which was super fun. Let's actually go in. So first of all, I can't pronounce his name. Belfier. one with Ob and Sable. Manny got as Mari and Steve in second. I play with him pretty often in LA at our local meetup. Sonny has PE or PD, excuse me, and a Kit, and another PD and Lat. So let's see what our PDs were doing here. I actually don't know what any of these players were doing. I never had a great win total. I felt pretty even. Like last time, not this, 2 weeks ago when I played, I feel like I had a bit more, I was top heavy, like all my wins came early, so my record was really good for a long time, and then I lost a lot of games late. So I feel like I played a lot more of the, the top people in that tournament. This event I was not, except for my first round. My first round opponent did get fourth, which she was very excited about. She even got to beat her partner, which was really exciting. I'll get to that in a minute. But this is a great event. This is super fun. This looks like it's just pretty much good stuff. Managar, Manoetic, Trank for some money, and yeah, just good ice. This is all good stuff. Good stuff, PD. Seems good. What do we got for this ob list? As far as write-ups, whoa. Oh, whoa, no way! This was a 74 card ob. That's super cool. That's way cool. So this is one of those things, right? Like, you don't see this a lot. And I guess it does have ways, some draw, like Gaslight and Rashida and the Drudge Work can get agendas back in the deck. So this can really grind it out. Looks like this deck's he's been playing this deck for a long time. If I had to... Oh, third at CBI. Okay, yeah, so it looks like this deck's... He's been working on this, workshopping this for a long time, and it's pretty good. This is just not one I've seen before, so it's always good. Cool. So let's see if I can go over the matchups and see what I can remember. This has been quite a week, so forgive me. I might have to gloss over some things, I suppose. What am I doing here? Where are we looking? How do we get to what we're going for? Where are the matches? There we go. All right. So first up was playing against Eggs, and I'm pretty sure this was Nicole, or was it? Did I play against her second round? Oh man, these are all names. This is gonna make it much harder for me. Okay, so I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm pretty sure this was my game against Nicole, and she ended up getting fourth in the event. And she had not played for a really long time and wasn't sure about it. And I came in with my outfit deck. This is the same deck that I've been playing. I played on stream for the last few weeks, and I'm sure you've seen me play it. But I got pretty rolled. She had really good cards. I remember getting Burner. She Burnered me early twice, and plucked agendas on it both times and bottomed everything else that I needed to go fast. Just absolutely nailed me with Lat. And admittedly, I drew some agendas. This was the flood game that I sign up for when I play a 45 card corp, but I have no one else to blame but myself for that. I made that decision. So is what it is. It's going to get you sometimes, and it continues to get me. And honestly, all right, this is a lesson that I'm gonna start with. Let me, I'll actually pull this deck up too, so I can talk about it. So this is a deck I really enjoy playing, and it is very fun playing when it works. Sometimes this deck can just absolutely, I'm sorry, I'm cleaning up my coffee, that's why I'm moving. I made a mess. Sometimes this deck just, you've seen it, it just draws the cards that I need, I hit when I need to, everything goes super smooth, and it's like, how can I lose? I'm rich, I have a bunch of these ice rests because I didn't pay to do it, and I have some bad publicity. And then I win by fast advancing something out at the end of the day. And it works great. But, for whatever reason, whenever I bring this to a event, I get walked. And I don't know what it is. I have to assume it's me, because I'm the only consistent, and the deck, but I'm the only real consistent here. But it just gets walked. I don't know, because I've tried playing a variation of this at 49 cards, and I still just can't get it. Just can't get it to go. So I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's proven to be quite a difficult thing to actually nail down. So I think I'm gonna have to walk away from this deck after these two events. I actually have already started looking at some like Epiphany or like Asmari. I'm looking at some weird NBN nonsense right now, but I don't think it's very good. We'll see when it gets there. But for now, the big note is when you're playing Corpside, play the maximum that you can, the maximum number of cards that you can, given your agenda density. And this is I'm going to do a quick aside here. This is a point I was teaching one of my friends, Netrunner, this week. I've talked to her about it a bunch. She's heard me talk about it and go to events and everything. And I had, with my electrical problem this week, I ended up having to go. We had to end up hanging out first because I needed to use some electricity. And I taught her Netrunner. I had to do laundry, so I taught her Netrunner. And she was intrigued. I think it went over well. She picked it up super quick, which I'm always excited to see. But it's always great to see what type of questions someone asks you with fresh eyes. And like one of the questions that she had asked me was about, how many cards that you would play, or why, the runner played more cards than the corporation played more cards than the runner did. And I had explained it to her, and it's a concept that isn't in a lot of games, right? This idea of agenda density. This isn't something that's in a lot of games, so it's like, and she had played Magic, and she's played other card and board games before, so she's familiar with a lot of these concepts and points and everything. But like having it actually be like a tool or something that's in your deck that you can manipulate and you can use, is a really interesting concept, right? So instead of, the typical conventional wisdom is that you want a lower agenda density, which means that the likelihood that you draw an agenda is lower because you're playing the maximum number of cards required for 20 points or something, or whatever it is, or 18 points, or, And now instead of your 20 points being in 40 cards, your 20 points are existing in 44 cards. So technically you have 4 more cards to dilute, in this case of the 45 of this outfit deck, I would have, 20% or 10% more non-agendas in my deck, which is a pretty significant amount. And I think you want to be closer to the max, or if not at the max. But that's just a fun tip that I'm sure everybody already plays, but take it from yours truly. I've actually tried it and tested it, and there's a reason it's conventional wisdom. So yeah, this oops, that's not where we want to be. We're back over here. So yeah, got beat pretty quick against Nicole. Round 2, I was playing. Where am I here? I don't know my name. Down here. I don't think this isn't my Dylan game. I'm not positive who this was, and I'm really sorry. I've played too much Netrunner and I don't remember, and I'm bad at notes. So I honestly, Seb, let me see something here, because so that was a loss. And okay, yeah, so I lost more here with my runner. I can't remember this game, so I'm gonna move on. Moving along, round 3. Okay, so this is Dylan. This is when I was playing Nicole's partner, and I went into Seb, and this is a game where I just goofed. Again, it's like a matchup. I don't play a lot of Ob. I don't like playing against Ob. I find the ability very frustrating. So I don't get a lot of experience. It's not a deck I've even played that much, just because that's how much I like it. And it can get it. I got absolutely blown out because I ended up forgetting about Stavka, which is a really good card that's in every Ob deck for really good reasons, because it works. It does all of the things that you want to do in Ob. You trash one of your installed cards. It's really, really big and strong, way outside of Awasera's crew range. And it causes a lot of pain for the runner side. It's a really good rig shooter effect, right? So, I got blown out by this pretty early. I was feeling good at the beginning. So I'm like, all right, I had 2 fermenters, and I had good economy. He purged when my fermenters were at 3, which is fair. I probably should have popped at least 1 at that point. Again, this is me. I try and go for the big fermenter because that's my play style, so I look for that. Doesn't always work out. Didn't work out for me here. But I ended up walking through the Stavka a few times because he blew up my 2 fermenters the first time. And the second time, I think it was just a leech or something, and my game plan was so far in the gutter at that point that I just needed to try and win. And I had Manuel, and I was tagged, right? So I was getting extra accesses on R&D, and I didn't even see agendas for my trouble. So it was not a good line. Surely, I obviously did not win this game whatsoever, or really come close. But yeah, knowing the cards is another thing. You know, if you want to do well in one of these events, kind of having some idea of what, look at Netrunner DB, maybe, more than I did last week. And you will probably have more success. So, another fun tip going into a competitive level event. And Ben, these are so obvious. Why are you telling me all of these obvious things? Well, yeah, they're obvious. And these are still things that I've just got wrecked by. So maybe this is going to help out for you in the future too. I don't know. Round 4, I went against Phased 1. Phased 1, I don't think... Again, I'm really sorry. I am bad at notes, but this was an outfit. Oh, this was a newer player. That's right. I do remember this gentleman. He had a really cool Pudma deck that was doing interesting things. It was he was like using all of those cards that let you access cards from R&D without actually accessing cards from R&D. So like Mind's Eye. It was a Mind's Eye cataloger. Pretty Mary Da Silva was in there. There was a bunch of stuff. Oh, and Nyasha, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the card name. The one that lets you access additional cards. Nyasha. Yeah, this thing, which is really cool. It was stuff I hadn't seen together really, and he got set up really, really, really fast. And I didn't have a lot to contest R&D, or at least really keep him out. I forget what his breaker was exactly. But it was super effective because Pudma gets their power counters back. So he could start a run, get a Mind's Eye, get a counter on a Mind's Eye. Successful run on R&D, get another counter on the Mind's Eye. Or Cataloger, and then just like pop the Mind's Eye for an access, and then use the access, because that will work with the Nyasha, to use that, because this is whenever you access cards. It doesn't require a successful run. So okay, let me talk about this for a minute. We will do this. So we'll do this. Search. Cool. So this is Mind's Eye. He got set up so fast, and he had a big deck too. Like it was 80 or 70 cards or something. Like there was a ton of cards. And he had the Mind's Eye just right down. And I think he rigging up. Oh, no, he didn't rigging this up. He rigging up the Nyasha. That's right. So he rigging up the Nyasha, which gave him the extra power counter on that. And then the Pudma gave him more. And like all of these cards just kind of trigger off of each other. But basically the crux of it was this: access the top card of R&D. Just 3 clicks, 3 credit, or excuse me, 1 click, 3 power counters, and access the top card of R&D. Kind of a niche interaction. Nyasha lets you access 1 additional card. So now it's 2 cards for 1 click. I mean, obviously it costs you these power counters, but that's the point of the deck, right? And then with Pretty Mary, whenever you breach... Oh, this is whenever you breach R&D. Hey, I don't know if this actually fired. Maybe it did. But this is actually good to know, because this would not trigger with that. But either way, the Nyasha and the Mind's Eye does actually work together. So 2 cards for no work is pretty scary. And I don't know, I don't think he ever... Move 1 hosted power kind of book to the top 4. Yeah, he did Cataloger once, but it was on a run, and he did it last click when I had a Spin Doctor on the board too. So it was pretty rough as far as tempo-wise in that circumstance. But this was a really cool deck. I really like seeing things like this that are out of the ordinary, and I hope to run into him again. It was really fun. It was a fun matchup, and I like seeing new cards and things going together in a new way. So maybe once it gets slimmed down, he can get more efficient and get more money earlier too, because I think that was a big problem. Oh, it was a Slap Vandal. That's right. He had a Slap Vandal and a Spree, and was just like putting so much pressure. I just couldn't find ice, so he was able to put a lot of pressure with just those few tools, which worked out. 5th round, played against Jimmy Corrigan, another one of my local meta here, which was super fun. And this one I was outfit again, and he was playing Akiko. And this is a cool deck. I'll show this. This is one of the games I was pretty pleased on. Yeah, so it uses the not creative permission, Spark. It's a Spark deck to get the Lobisomum and the Orca. Sorry about that, a little bit of a cough. To get the Lobisomum and the Orca, and get their breakers. And the way that this deck rolled out, he played Beatrice. Beatrice came down early, and once I saw this, I'm like, it's a really cool include. It's a good effect. It's a nice way to force the corp to split up some ice and not just prevent, Akiko wanted to tunnel R&D, but this is a way to make it so the corp can't just slap ice on R&D and have that make their game plan go away, right? So I saw that, and this is a game that I drew a ton of agendas, or excuse me, a ton of ice. The rare game where I drew all of my ice instead of my agendas. So early on, I had 2 ice in front of HQ, 2 ice in front of R&D, and I think I had 2 ice or 1 ice in front of the remote. But my first thing immediately was to start protecting archives, because I was afraid of Iru. Oh, I think it was the Pretty Mary. The Pretty Mary came down too, right? So I saw, like, okay, he wants to try and find a way to hit at least 2 cards. His ability helps, but there's gonna be other ways to cheat into R&D for him to use his ability with Pretty Mary. And I predicted that Iru would be in this deck, even though it's a lot of influence, and I immediately iced archives. So this is on the complete opposite side from the runner game that we had earlier, right? On the corp side, I was familiar and I knew that Iru was an out that Jimmy Corrigan could have, and I had to protect myself from it. So maybe it's because I've been playing a lot of Iru in Seb, so I knew about that card, right? And it was on the top of my mind. but knowing the cards that could be coming down the pipe and playing around it and actually like being proactive instead of like reactive to the threats that you think your opponent could play helps get you ahead tempo wise. And if you can get ahead that way and get a little bit of tempo, even if it doesn't help you immediately, if it's an action that you would just be spending to like click for a credit or, you know, draw a card, or like something that's like, or install like your second spin doctor or something like that, unless you need the cards, of course. But it's like protecting yourself and like really getting ahead and getting ahead on tempo is better than like this incremental increase in a number on the board. So I think that's a really good thing for me to keep in mind too, and especially once everything rotates and things change. That's part of the reason I've been playing Startup, is because I want to be a bit more aware of like the most likely things that are going to come up. But this was a really cool matchup. And he almost got me. I squeaked out a win here, and it was just out of pure determination. I also scored 2 Basalt Spires, which was pretty clear. It was pretty cool. I don't usually do that, but yeah, it was a good game. Let's go back to our matchups here. Oops. This one, Jeremy Corrigan, and the last round, I went in playing the TO himself, and it was my Seb against, I believe this is a PD deck, if I can remember, Precision Design deck. Oh no, Asa Group. Oh, that's right. That's right. This was another game that was pretty rough for me. I don't even think I really had anything super meaningful for me to take out of it. I just got like blown out in pretty much every way. I think I played 2 fermenters again, and I didn't get any value out of them. He purged really well. He had a fully op that just went for a ridiculous amount of money. He went from like 1 to 12 credits or something stupid. Like pretty early, like turn 4 or so maybe, which broke my back. And I didn't, you know, he had cohort guidance or guidance programs out early. This was just one of the, this game, I drew really bad, and he knew it too. He's called it out, but I mean really bad because I nuka'd twice. So I used nuka, clicked 2 times in my turn to draw 3 cards each, and I had a full hand. So I had like 11 cards in my hand. And then I used my 3rd click to do something to gain me a tag, which triggers Seb's ability and gets a free install, right? In theory, taking a tag should be really good for me. I should be able to get cards out of my hand and start using my card effects. But I did not have a connection to install. With 11 cards in my hand, so like a 5th of my deck in my hand as Seb, I could not install a connection. And I did not have a way to remove a tag. So I didn't even have the ability to like play Bahia Bands as my last click to remove a tag and install a card. It was just like, it was just rough. This was one of those games where my deck did not like me very much. And yeah, it just goes that way sometimes. But this did help me because I made some changes to my deck afterwards that I think I'm actually really excited to play my Seb deck. So, well, let me wrap this up, and then I can talk to you about my thoughts on the decks I've been playing. But this was a bad game in the tournament, but this was a good game for figuring out the deck that I was playing. And since that's going to be around for a long time, I think there's something to grow with there. But at any rate, I do also want to say I remembered while I was in the explanation what my first Seb game was. I remember it was round 2. Which was a win. J.K. Lawlings. Yeah. I do remember this matchup. It was... I just hit. Like, the complete opposite. Like, everything that I need hit so well. My opening hand was like 2 Awaceris crew and a privileged access. And then I drew my 3rd Awaceris crew, like, within the first 5 cards. And I had enough money to keep everything rolling. There was one turn that was absolutely bananas. I started with no crew installed, and I privileged access. I installed the crew with Seb, with my Seb tag, and then I pulled another privileged access, another Awaceris crew from my archive or heap. And then I pulled the, I think he had points at that point too, so there was threat was active, so I got the fermenter I had just popped too. And I ran like a server he was threatening. I was able to use the crew to take a tag to install another crew, the 3rd crew, to delete a Hagen. And I took 3 tags doing it with 1 click remaining. And then I used Hannah. I had a Hannah on the board that turn, who I had also used to make the clickless run on the remote. And I used the click to trash her to remove the tag and get 2 more clicks, which I then used those clicks to clear the tags that I got from the crew. Like, everything with that game just, like, sung. Like, I felt like I had so much control, and I was reading the board really well, and everything just went. But, I mean, I drew 3 Awaceris crew. I think I literally played 4 Awaceris crew against him, and it was not that long of a game. So, it's just one of those decks or one of those games where the opposite of what happened the rest of the day happened. So, it was good. I liked this game a lot. It felt really good, and it did help me, see. Because usually I don't like precision design, and, no, that's not true. Precision design is really efficient with their actions. And when you're playing a deck like Seb, who is not efficient with their actions, and it takes a lot of clicks, you really need to find a way to, like, eke out every bit of efficiency out of your deck in order to try and match, like, the pace that Precision Design or Hospiraloid can. So that was, like, a good lesson and a good note for tempo. I kind of want to show you the prizes, because the prizes are pretty sweet. And Great Alexander puts in a lot of work making the prizes. I know right where they are. I'm going to be right back. Don't go away. Hold on. Let me get it. All right, we did it. We're back. Everyone, all right, cool. No one went anywhere, right? Good. Everyone's still here? Everyone's still here. Data's still in the other room, so he checked in. Everything's going good. Excuse me. Get a little sneeze out. All right. So, ended up walking away with a nice, fat stack of prizes here. And I know that, I don't know how the camera's going to work. So, hopefully I can do this without screwing up everything. So, we ended up with, this was the cool prize that I was telling you about. Oh, no. Oh, no. Some of these full art Maskarovka, which is pretty sweet. Got a playset of those, which is some of the staff prizes. We got some of this Basalt Spire, which I believe... Yep. So this is one of the ones that he had made, Basalt Spire by Great Alexander, which is pretty cool. Since I've been playing this, and I really like this card too. I think this is great. So wanted to make sure I got that. I pulled up some Bravados, which is pretty sweet as well. Kind of that almost like consume energy, but criminal. Blue consume energy. This is gonna rotate, which I just realized now. Most of these prizes that I pick, I try and get things that don't rotate because I want to use these really cool cards, and I think this is going to go away, so... Oh well. Can't win them all. We also got a red level clearance, RLC. Very cool looking art. Kind of got that cyberpunk corpo woman look. It's pretty neat. And I know most of you don't care about these, so I'll try and speed this up. We have, of course, the Carpe Diem promo from last year's prize kit. A few Spin Dizzy in kind of like a synthwave, almost sunset art, which is good. I always proxy these anyway, so always like to see that. And, speaking of which, the official Spin Dizzy, Spin Doctor art himself. So lots of prizes. Really love all of the Spin Doctors. Maybe I can stop using Jackson Howard. If you know, you know. And either way, really good prizes. Awesome turnout. Awesome event. Thank you very much for running. And I can't wait to go down to San Diego for some more. So also shout out to these sweet boxes that FFG gave us a long time ago. Feels like forever ago. But that's what I got. And, I want to give some quick comments. What I also was mentioning, I was just short of these SDS, by the way. I really wanted this, but couldn't get it. There'll be more of these events. Hopefully I can make it up there. And the Regenesis map, by the way, also looks sweet. That art is really, really nice. And I think it makes for a much better playmat than card, and I feel like a lot of the art that they select that goes for, but it's cool. Felt very Jinteki, feels like a very cool look. I even like this little drone up here and how it looks like it's an accent to Netrunner, which is dope. Big fan. Big fan. But anywho, with the decks that I played, I discovered that I'm ready to move on from the outfit. I know, it's been good, it's been fun, I've had a great time, I've been the best mob boss I possibly could be. You know, graciously, of course. We don't do that murder thing. We just be mob bossing. And we try and give the people money to help. That's how I look at it. I feel like I'm very generous. My opponents would probably feel the same way too. But I'm done. I'm ready to move on. Outfit is going to rotate soon, and I wish it well. It was fun. It's been a long time since Honor and Profit. I think NBN's my new corp now. But the runner side, this guy is sick. He's so fun. Seb's great. I've been having a blast playing this. This isn't actually the deck that I was playing. So let me pull up the deck that I was playing. And this is what I did. Yeah, so this is the deck I had been playing. And I was happy because it became so clear to me during the tournament the cards I really don't want to play, that really didn't do a lot of good for me. And I made some changes, and I'm excited to keep playing this deck. So I'm super excited for Seb. They're small changes, but he's been working really, really well. And I think this is going to be a deck that translates relatively well, honestly, into the new meta after rotation. I mean, we're gonna lose Mimic, but in daily cast, no, that was an Uprising, that was an Ashes. So this deck I'm probably gonna keep messing with. Well, I did mess with it, I guess. I took out a Mercs and a Solidarity Badge to add a third copy of Wheels and a Scrubber. Super cool. I'm excited to try that more. I guess we can try this out on stream But this change, I think, is subtle. Like, Jarogniev Mercs, I have never really played it in, like, 2 weeks. And I figure if there's a card in my deck that I've drawn multiple times, and I know I've drawn it, and I have never wanted to play it, it's always been an instant trash, I probably should take it out of the deck. And Scrubber is actually really good because it's just 2 credits to trash stuff. It can be anything, from anywhere, installed or not. Hand, in a server, asset, upgrade, operation, who cares? They can trash it. So this one I'm pretty excited to slot in, and especially when I can play it for free out of Seb when I'm tagged. I think this is actually a card that's going to be a bit slept on, that has been a bit slept on. This is just me postulating. But let's see if we can actually get in a game with this, because I would actually want to try this. And I know it's going to be a bit of a short stream, and I've blabbed on for a long time already, but let's see if I can get in a couple of games of this before we go. What are we doing? Runner, Corp Standard, keep playing Standard. I guess we also need to talk on what I'm going to do coming up, too, since I don't have a Standard tournament I'm really preparing for, so I suppose we'll go back to Startup. Although, I feel like we're pretty close to where Elevation comes out, and we're playing against an outfit. Well, this be cool. So we're going to have to go fast. This is pretty good, because they're going to have big ice. That's money. This is a good hand. I think we keep this for sure. Yeah, this makes sense. This is install. I'm assuming this is probably going to be a Rashida, so we probably want to trash it. Let's gamble. Let's try and get it. Or spin. Could be a spin. It's fine. Probably going to let us trash it. Do we care? Oh, I guess. I don't really want to spend money to trash it, but I guess we kind of should. We will draw and let's Fermenter. Okay. So maybe the Hannah should have come down first, would have saved us a click, cost us some more money, but that's fine. We can get her out soon enough. Hedge fund, okay, cool. So that's fine, they're just building a server. We have the cards that we need, honestly. I don't think they're going to be trashing our cards from our hand, so I think we just play this and draw up. Buy you bands to draw more and install is probably reasonable. I think it is, actually. Let's just run archives, let's just get some value. We will draw 2 cards, and let's install Nuka for free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's gain a credit and just get Hannah on the board, I think. It's a little bit more money. Arguably, we could have Devil Charmed instead. But I think it's not going to make a significant difference. Okay. So start. We most certainly can get in. And I think this is probably the move, is we just blow up this server. Give them a little bit of bad pub. I don't think we want to buy you bans because this could be a border control. But we do need the money. If it's an SDS, we're going to be a bit upset. That's fine. I think we gain 2. Let's crew, charm, oops, and Hannah to run the remote server for free. Put a little bit of pressure on him. Right, because we're in a pretty okay spot. We can clear a tag with the buy advance, we can clear a tag with the Hannah, and we can get rid of an 8 strength piece of ice. So there isn't a lot that we're really worried about here, as far as things that could go sideways. I would assume... Okay. Reach. Just let me in. So let's see. Probably trap, maybe. Rashida, we'll just get that. Tucana, we'll definitely trash that. And I think we just gain a credit. I think we just gain a credit. But both of those cards are cards we really want to trash. How many cards was this in this deck? 37, 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is a 49 card deck. Install. Great. Let's Nuka. Okay. That's pretty cool. I'm kind of tempted to let them have it and just set up a bit. And do some Hermes stuff. We can try and force a res and make them poor. And then we take a tag. We don't have anything to install, though. So I think we credit, and Hermes, and we just live with it for this turn. Okay, so just a spin. Ooh, to get the Tucana back. Yeah, that makes sense. Tucana's great. Install, gain a buck. Okay, so kind of just playing remote hot potato. We do have one of our breakers. The privileged access isn't going to do us any good right now. We kind of need cards. I think we Nuka to see what we can find. All right, this is pretty decent. Friend of a friend. Oh, a lot of things are interesting. We can Hannah here too. I think Hannah might be the way. Enforce some action on that. Let's Hannah here. Because now if we take a tag, we can install the friend of a friend pretty cheaply. And get a benefit with it. Because then we can always just pop it to remove a tag and then install the daily cast and get our economy going a little bit. So this is actually a pretty tempo positive for us. We don't care if we take the tag. And if we get in, we get tricked. Okay. That's fine. And we'll trash the Tucana. Okay. So Cleaver, I don't think it's likely. We actually don't need to worry about that. If they want to score that this turn, we're okay. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to have to trash. So if we install this, pop it, we have a tag, daily cast, it's not good. Install, pop it, Hannah. No, because we want Hannah in this matchup. So I think we daily casts. Do we want the Cleaver? Or no, we want the Cleaver. Do we want the Solidarity badge? Credit. I guess so. We've been trashing a lot of their stuff. Let's get the badge. We'll end our turn. We need the friend of a friend. I think the Bahia Bands is our least necessary. I mean, all these cards are pretty good, honestly. That was a big hit. I kind of wish that it wasn't just an SDS there. Okay. All right. So, do we want... I think we let him have it. I think we just keep on keeping on this turn. And if they slow play it, we can put pressure elsewhere. Feel like that is our solution. So let's draw. Oh no, we're playing an old version of this deck. What are we doing? Oh no. Oh, we got. We got, friends. All right, that's fine. That's fine. We know. So let's do, oh, we don't have money. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Whoops. That's fine. Let's see if we don't need to make excuses. We don't need to tell them that we are an idiot. This is fine. Everything is fine. In advance, probably? Yeah, okay. Okay. I think this is okay. Is it okay? What are we actually trying to do? If we score that and we blow up our cleaver, we can privileged access it back. If we're able to score it. So let's... Cleaver, the run's going to be free. Cleaver's going to be 3. I don't have a lot of money, so that's 4. So we can blow up one thing and then maybe do a little bit with cleaver. So if we cleave, the run's going to be free. If we friend of a friend now and pop it, friend of a friend, pop it, gives us a bunch of money, plus $6. Hannah's going to be free. Then we can pop Hannah to get rid of the tag. To privileged access. It's actually not bad. It's actually not miserable. Take a tag. Install you. Hannah. Run a remote server. Server 2. Alright, let's make him do something. Trebuchet. Okie dokie. We will encounter the ice. Yes, I think we will. Goodbye, Double Charm. And we will blow you up. Goodbye. We will trash. We will continue. I really want to, because we're going to pop this to privileged access to get our stuff back. This is our master plan here. This is a border control. That's okay. That's A-okay. Yeah, I think this might be a good turn for us. Getting up to threat. But if this is an SDS, it's probably a rig shooter. I feel like this is more of a rig shooter variant, not going to be a fast advance variant. But we're just going to lock this down as much as we can. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if he's waiting for me or if I'm waiting for him. Or them. Okay, so they... Okay. Oh, I needed to click a button. That is on me. Alright. So we're going to encounter. That's going to fire. I can't do anything about that. That's fine. I think we can get this. Let's remove a tag. We can take a tag and we can run. That's interesting. Do we do that? Yeah, fuck it. Let's send it. We could die. Could die. What is this? I think we do... I think we bounce this. If they want to blow up our daily cast, it's okay. That's okay. We gave him a little bit of money with the Valentau. Oh, they did. Alright, that's fine. That is a-okay. We will remove a tag. We'll draw. We'll draw. We will privileged access. Breach. We will Seb for Nuka. We'll get a crew. And we'll install the cleaver. And then we'll clear the tag. And just build back up. That's what we do. All right. Now that we're ahead, they don't have a lot of money either. So I think we can try... Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Do we just set up? I think we just set up. 1, 2, 3. Daily casts. Sure gamble. Get rid of that. Okay. Now we have all our breakers too. Perfect. Ooh, less perfect. Archer? Sure. They get a click back. So let's bounce that one. Yeah, makes sense. Start. Okay, so they're really going to want to force us here. We would love a leech because this archer is a problem for our mimic. I mean, in theory, we would like to blow this up. But so a Winchester is really bad for us too, which is strength 4. And we don't want to run it into a Winchester with a mimic, but they don't have a lot of money. So let's get, or Stavka's also pretty bad. Stavka's also pretty bad. Let's, mimic, Buzzsaw, Sure Gamble, and run HQ. I mean, I guess in theory we're not so worried about the Winchester because we have crew. And hostile takeover, we'll steal that. I want to let's bounce that because I don't want to deal with it. Whoa. I think they're looking for something to fit in here. They gotta be looking for something in HQ. I think we just buy a band's HQ. Because we need cards. Continue, breach, draw. Install a Nuka. Reg capture, oof. They're hurting, huh? I think this is probably gonna be them being biotic. Malin Chow. And Nuka. Alright, install advance. Let's bounce card over RD. They got some money now. They have 3 bad publicity. I think we just check archives first. Woof. 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 They got flooded. They got flooded as heck. That's just unfortunate. So how many points did they draw? 3, 6, and it was a Chrysium. Okay, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, that's rough. That's rough for them. But But I mean, like, so this is like what I've been saying, and this is what I've learned, like, or not what has been reinforced for me, is like, you just because you're up against a matchup that you don't think is good, you just gotta keep focused and keep your game plan focused on what you want to do. In this case, he had ice everywhere, and I knew just like, I don't have to push here. I can relax and go slow. I need to make sure that I get set up here, and then I am able to push once I get steam and build momentum moving forward and lock them out of the remote. So they had to look at all the resources that they had to commit to the remote, and ultimately I was able to break in through HQ and rip up the agendas and the board state. They couldn't even get this server back up. And it was expensive, right? Like, even with their discount, Trebuchet cost 4. Valenchow, well, they actually made money. They made money off Valenchow. I'm not going to lie to you. This was net positive for them, because we let all of these fire twice, right? So this was actually a big swing. And for us to be this point with our economy and run into this as many times as we had is pretty good. I mean, admittedly, we did draw all of our sure gambles, and we, a fermenter and 2 friend of a friend. But that's what this deck is trying to do. Like, this is what it's designed for. And Solidarity Badge is good when it fires. I just, like, sometimes it feels like it's not a good install. And I think that might be on me, and maybe I just would not play Solidarity Badge when I really should, because we blow up ice, and it's when trash a corp card, and we trash ice is a corp card. So I think it's a pretty good thing. I do think it's a pretty good thing. All right, I got one more. I have time for one more, because that game was a bit. I robbed you because I did not properly fix this deck. So deck builder, let's go back to inside man. We're gonna edit this. We're gonna go over here, and we are going to go back to our view. Nope. Oh boy. Oh boy. And techie. All right. And A, B. All right. Cool. Let's try this again. New game. Oops. Yeah. Anyone watch Scooby-Doo? Do you remember that? There was an episode with a ghost, and they're just like, bah! It was like 3 brothers or 2 brothers or something. It was supposed to be 3 Stooges. I always remember that. They were like searching for some scavenger hunt in some abandoned property or some ghost infested property. You know Scooby-Doo. You guys know Scooby-Doo. Give this a few minutes. Have you guys been playing any events lately? What's been going on near you? Big turnouts? Small turnouts? Any local events? I'd always love to hear. Love to know what you all are up to. We'll give this another few minutes, but unfortunately, I cannot be here. I feel like all this Ghosts and Scooby-Doo go blah. Yeah, blah! That's what they do. But there was one specifically, he had like a hat, kind of like, that covered his eyes, so like it came down over his face. And they would just, yeah. But they were real ghosts on that one. Like, those were legit ghosts. And they were on the in with Scooby and Shaggy, trying to catch the fake people. I don't know. I think it was like some insurance scam or something. Did you see that one? Sierra Like Spy? Did you see the one with the ghosts and they were at like the bayou or something with Scrappy? Scrappy was involved too. It wasn't just Scooby and Shaggy. Very niche episode. No. This was a movie. This was like a hour and a half long episode. It was a whole thing. Don't remember that one specifically. Alright, that's just me. I had it on VHS. That was Scooby was my jam growing up. Oh, you haven't seen all the movies. That's fair. That's fair. I don't think I've ever seen the live action ones, so that's fair. Something about like Scooby and like given the Roger Rabbit treatment, not about it. All right. Well, might have to be a little bit earlier than I wanted here. Sometimes you just don't get a fish or a Netrunner player. Either way, not that Netrunner players are fish, but sometimes it doesn't work. Alright, well, fortunately that's going to be it for me today. So, I'm going to get going. But, thank you very much for stopping in, saying hi, for chatting. I have some homework for Scooby-Doo if you want. But, you can at me in the comments on that one. Happy to give you a list. But, that's not what anyone's here for. So, I'll leave my Scooby-Doo theories for another time. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for listening to me yap about the tournament forever. I can't wait to get more into the game. So I will catch